use. So it's extremely easy to find suppliers because you just use the suppliers that are available on the software that you use. So I use Hustle Got Real as my software provider for dropshipping. I simply just go to my supplier settings, and as you can see, there's a good amount of different suppliers you can use. Um, and these are mostly UK suppliers. Um, but of course, if you use in America, it will show the American suppliers that they support. So yeah, and it's good to use suppliers from software providers because software providers don't just go about just randomly putting Wayfair on their site. They actually make contact with Wayfair, let them know exactly what they're doing. Um, so there's a process that they go through, and I've actually asked for the process, so that's why I know. So generally, they're suppliers that that has passed their test, that they think is would be a good drop shipping supplier. So that's on Hustle Got Real, and what you can also do if I just type in ScrewGrid suppliers, and ScrewGrid's another software provider, but I don't use these guys. So if I just go on their website, and these guys also show what suppliers that they sort of support. So if I just keep scrolling, here we are, supported stores, see all supported stores, and it gives you a full list. So again, these are all potential stores that you can check, you can use, you can try to dropship from. Of course, you can't use stores to track stock if it's not supported by the software. So, but yeah, this is how you get good stores. It's how you find good stores. And if you find a store that's, you might come across a store, maybe a store that you know of personally, or a supplier that you think's good that's not on here, that's fine. If you want to sort of just check a store, you just want to make sure they have a good returns policy, and by that they have a 30-day returns policy, and the process is simple and easy as well. If you want to return, do they send you a returns label? How is it arranged? So it's always good to know that stuff. Delivery, I've seen some websites that have 2 week delivery time, 3 week delivery time. You want to be avoiding those kinds of stores. Those are probably dropship stores from China, Shopify stores. And reviews of a website, you want to check that it has good reviews, that it's, there's not a lot of people saying it's a scam. You want to make sure it's a legitimate business, and look out for things such as phone numbers, professional email addresses as well. If a company has a phone number, then generally it lets you know that you can contact us easily. Website design, obviously that's a given. You need it to have a good website design if you want to use it. And if they accept PayPal, Amex, these are generally good signs that it's a good supplier to use. And of course, these are just, to be honest, you should be checking these with any supplier you use, even if it's listed on your software providers. You want to make sure, with priority, good delivery and a good returns policy. Because if anything goes wrong, you don't want to be stuck in a bad situation. So yeah, that's it. And of course, my top 5 suppliers have changed from when I started. As you go on with eBay dropshipping, you start to like certain suppliers more than others, and things change. I actually just checked my statistics just now, and my top 5 suppliers as of this moment are actually Asda or George.com, Sports Direct, Awesome, Amazon, and Von House. So, excuse me, I'm going to be speaking about each of these in turn and why I like dealing with them. So, Asda, to be honest, since I started eBay dropshipping, I've been using them pretty heavily. They've been pretty consistent. They're great. I like dealing with Asda because checking out with them is extremely easy. Returns is really easy. If something goes wrong, they sort it out for you. There's just no issues. Asda is pretty clean. It's a pretty well-run business. So if something goes wrong, you can sort it out. Some of the cons of using Asda is that, especially around Christmas time, I was actually selling a Christmas tree from Asda, and it had the price right on the Christmas tree. I was selling it for close to £40, and on the box it had £25. So I would say Asda, I get my most buyer notice the invoice. But that doesn't scare me because obviously if I do get negative feedback, I know how to get rid of it. and you do too because you've watched my videos. And if a buyer complains, you can just offer them a partial refund, or you can not do that. So yeah, but as though you're more likely to get item not received, sorry, not item not received, you're more likely to get I noticed the invoice from a customer. But other than that, it's excellent. The prices are good. Delivery is fairly fast. They have a good customer support team that you can call or email anytime. Sports Direct, to be honest, I'm not even going to speak about these guys, because the reason that these guys are number one or top two is because I had a great selling product in a period of 2 weeks. I sold about 40-50 items. So that's the reason it ranked so high. I actually never used Sports Direct heavily. I had a few items here and there. And Hustle Got Real, as of the time of making this video, is not extremely compatible with it. It does struggle sometimes to list on Sports Direct. But if you're looking to list sports items, go ahead, use Sports Direct. But cons, their customer service is awful. They don't have a telephone number. They take days and days to respond to you. So to be honest, I'd cut this out completely. I took the risk dealing with them, and yeah, they're just not great to deal with. Awesome. In fact, Awesome so good that I'm gonna put it in bold. This is my favorite supplier. This is my favorite supplier. If you're just gonna focus on one supplier, which is obviously a strategy you can use, especially whilst it's starting out, just focus on one, let it be Awesome, because they are so excellent. These guys are also, I believe, an online distribution company. Okay, the main benefit of using Awesome is, one, they do not provide an invoice. So a customer will never know the true price of how much something costs because they don't provide an invoice. So how do I know this? I know this because I bought something from Awesome before, for my own use, for personal use, actually a lamp. And there's no invoice, and I've never had any complaints from using Awesome. And I'd say Awesome, Amazon, Asda, I probably processed the most orders through these suppliers. So Awesome's very good. There's a UK version, there's a .com version. I recommend everyone to focus on Awesome. Awesome's amazing. If their products are usually very high quality. If something does go wrong, they sort it out for you. I remember something went wrong with one of my products. They just refunded me the whole amount. They're just really good. They offer partial refunds. They've got a good customer service team. And another thing is that their items are fairly well priced. And on top of that, they've always got discount codes going on. And obviously that's to entice buyers, but that's beneficial for us drop shippers. So 10% off, 5% off. There's always discounts going on. Always. You can always use the code NEW8 to get 8% off. So that's something that I was using for a long time. Amazon, of course, Amazon is not something that I recommend, but of course I understand that some people will still wish to use it. And if you do wish to use Amazon, you just got to be careful. Amazon is a good supplier, but the reason you have to be careful with Amazon is the same reason you have to be careful with Argos. It's that tracking, the Amazon tracking, Argos tracking is not compatible with eBay. So you can look out for certain items that have Hermes tracking or Royal Mail tracking or Amazon, but I don't actually recommend Amazon, and I actually don't know why. It's top 5 on my eBay store at the moment. Yeah. And to finish off the top 5, I got Von House. Von House is another good one. Let's go on their website actually. Von House. Yeah, Von House is another good one. They've got good products. Office, storage, kitchen. Yeah, you can just browse through these guys. They've got good products, good prices. Their customer support's great. Their returns is great. You know, I haven't got any problems with these guys. I've never had any huge issues. They sort out issues very quickly. And yeah, those are my top 5 at the moment. But some other ones that I'd recommend. So Von House and Beautify and Von Chef. These guys are all owned by the same company, which is called Domu. And Beautify is just beauty products. You can get things more sort of targeted at women. And Von Chef is culinary stuff, things for cooking, pots and pans and things like that. Still very good. I'd recommend using these. And with Von House, Beautify, Von Chef, I've never really had any issues with the invoice. So I've never had any issues with the invoice. With Amazon, never had any issues with invoice because Amazon doesn't include it. But obviously, Amazon packaging is very obvious and blatant. But to be honest with you, I've never had anyone say, "Wait, this is from Amazon." Never, ever. So it doesn't happen. Um, yeah, so Beautify Von Chef, never really had any issues with the invoice. So I'd recommend it. Costco, another one. Costco's pricing is not that great, but Costco is a wholesaler. Technically, they're kind of like a retailer wholesaler. So UK, US, Costco is a good one. You find some products, mark it up. I paid, I think, £15 for a membership for Costco, and then it's £15 per year. So I paid £15, and that expanded obviously the sorts of products I could list. Yeah, Costco is really good. I've made some very, very good markups from using Costco, especially around the Christmas period. So I definitely recommend using Costco. And pros, customer service easy to deal with. You can call. Returns process is quite simple. They send a prepaid returns label, and that's the same with Von House and Awesome, I believe. So yeah, Costco is good. Vita Excel, it's another good retailer. Dealing with them is good. Returns, all of that, very good. They have a wide array of products. They sell pretty much anything, so they're just one of those stores. Smiths, this is a toy shop. I recommend this when you're looking around Christmas, looking for toys, bikes, tricycles, all that kind of stuff. These guys are also good. I don't believe they include the invoice, so they're kind of dropshipper friendly, same as Awesome. Very good, good prices, good products. I've got no complaints, to be honest with you. KMS Direct. So I don't recommend using KMS Direct's website. I recommend using their eBay store, just because it's always better to buy things on eBay because it gives you more protection if something goes wrong. So I know on the KMS Direct website, they've got 14-day returns policy on all their products, but on the eBay store, they've got 30 days. So I only list from their eBay store, even though it's like, I think it's like usually like 50p more expensive on their eBay. Obviously, they have to account for their fees. Recommend these guys. Look into them. Argos, not Argos.com. We use Argos eBay store. So if I just go on Argos eBay store, here we are. So what I mean by Argos eBay store is that they have an eBay store on Argos, and of course, Home Garden, all that stuff. Check that out. And I recommend listing it through there because if you go on Argos.com, you're required to put in a postcode, and then that's when you see if it's if something's in stock or not. But on the Argos eBay store, it means it's available to ship out from their warehouse. So using the eBay store basically eliminates the drawback of using Argos in that you don't know whether it's going to be available at a certain postcode, and Argos eBay store does provide tracking, unlike Argos.com. And this one was supposed to say Costway UK. It's another guy I've been using, another supplier I've been using recently, and I've been enjoying using them. They've got good quality products. They're dropshipper friendly. They have a dropshipping program actually that I've just opted into. In fact, that's actually on my task list. Yeah, so recommend these guys. Yeah, I hope this has been useful. I'm sure you guys would have found some value in me talking about suppliers I recommend. So yeah, on to the next one.